Hello, everyone. My name's Greg Skasny. I'm the CTO at Blueshift Cybersecurity, and today I'm going to take you through our new and improved security console. There's several features that we've added in here, and the one I'm most excited about is the integration of our IntelliThreat AI, and I will go through some of those features here today. So this is the security console that you access after you register with our identity and access management system. The system is required to use two-factor authentication to get access to this dashboarding system. It is multi-tenant, so if you're a reseller and you want to see all your tenants underneath there, you will be able to see that as well. The information on here, I will go through and show you what's clickable and how we can dig in and some of the unique features that we have. And so let's just kind of get right into it. So first you can see we have all the agent information that is available in the system. So it shows how many agents you have deployed in your organization, how many of those are active and disconnected, if there's any pending or never connected agents. We have the total devices that we're seeing. So for customers that have both our analysis node with agents and our PCAP network nodes, this shows us all the devices that we see in the system. For customers that utilize our managed network detection response, our PCAP nodes, we only bill on the 90th percentile of the devices we see. There's a leeway we give, kind of this 10% leeway. And this shows that 90th percentile number based on the time frame that you pick above here. So one of the cool things about the console is we can go back in time, right? So this console's been around for probably 3/4 of a year, so all that data is in there. We're going to keep as much as we can based on storage, so it will probably hold a year or two's worth of data as we go forward. But you can pick any time frame you want. So it defaults to 24 hours. I'll pull this back on 7 days to kind of show a little bit better data here. And you can see it changes its context and shows you 7 days worth of data. And you can go back either a month or however far you want if you're looking for something in particular. So we can start to dig in and get in some detailed information on agents. So if you want to see like all your deployed agents, you can click here, and this will show you every single agent you have deployed. And you can get some more information about them. This gives basic information about its IP address. Last time we saw keep live operating system, version of the agents, and what device ID it's associated with. You can come in here and get more agent details. So you can click here and say, hey, show me some details about this agent. And this will come through and show you all the details you want to see about that agent. If you want to see details about all your agents, you can remove this filter and it will show you details about all your agents that are in here. Zoom is not letting me get to my scroll bar here, but you can scroll to the right and get more information. It shows everything about that agent that you would want to see. So you can get some good detail on that as well. If you only want to see your active agents, again, this is very simple too. You come in here, now it only shows you active agents in the system. So the one new feature that we put in here that I'm excited about is the ability to remove agents from the system. So this is a request we get from customers a lot who put in tickets who say, I have a system that's been decommissioned, it's no longer used. I need to remove that agent so it's not part of my total deployed agents. I'm not getting billed for those, and we can keep the system nice and tidy. So you can go into your disconnected agents. Let's refresh that. Sometimes mine sticks. And here, so this shows all the disconnected agents that we have. So we can pick one that we know has been decommissioned. I'll take this one here. You can go to remove agent. Now it's not going to remove the agent immediately. You can go here. It's going to give you a chance to say if you're actually sure you want to remove this agent. So it's going to ask you, are you sure? This is the last chance you get. If you click on this agent right here, it's going to delete the agent from the system. So we'll do that. We'll click on this, and it'll bring you to this screen to say, hey, this agent named Archival1 with an ID of 30 is now pending deletion in the system. So what's going to happen now is the system will send a command to your on-premise sensor that will then remove that agent from the back end. It doesn't remove the agent from the endpoint, right? So if you want to remove an agent completely, you have to uninstall it from the endpoint. If you remove an agent from your system and the endpoint agent is still on there, it will re-register with the system. Just be aware of that. So this is for things that have been decommissioned and you want to remove those agents from the back end. It takes anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes for that change to be shown in this dashboard, because again, it has to go out, it runs on your system, it removes it, and then the next time it reports the number of agents back in, that agent will be gone. So it does take about 5 to 10 minutes. Be patient, but it does allow you to remove agents from the system and not have to put in a ticket and rely on us to do those sorts of things. So it'll definitely help the management of the system for those. So anytime you want to go back to the home screen, you just hit home, and in a lot of dashboards, you'll see a little symbol like this that says home, this will also take you back to that home screen. Here we go. So another thing you can do is on the total devices. Many times we get customers that say, hey, I've noticed I have more devices than what I expected. Can you tell me what the IPs of those devices are? Well, that reports into us every hour. So by clicking on your total devices here, it will take you to a screen that will show you the logs every hour of what we're seeing as far as both agent IPs and network IPs. So here you can see if you click on this little greater than sign for any of these logs, so we'll click on the most recent one, you'll see this shows all the agent IPs and all the network IPs we see. And it gives you a total number too. So the total agent devices we see, total network devices we see, and then the total number of devices. In the home screen, what you're seeing is the maximum number of devices over this period of time, right? So we're going to go to the 7 days again, but so what you're seeing there is the max. This is the maximum amount of the maximum number we've seen over those 7 days. But again, you can click here. You can get to the actual. See, now this is showing 7 days. So you can get as much granular detail as you would like. But you can go in here and see, those devices over any period of time, right? So there's no having to wait for us to try to pull a report or anything for you. That information is now available to you right in the console. So we'll go back home. You can always click the home thing here as well. If you have deception hits and things, you can see what that is. So go through some more of these dashboards here. So you can see events over time. So what the kind of stream of events looks like as they're coming into the system. You can see the number of alerts that are coming in, the alerts that are coming to our SOC. This isn't the total alerts of the system. Our system generates a lot of events. So these are the ones that we're going to send to our SOC to take a look at or to glance over to see if it's something that needs to be investigated. You can see authentication, so both failed authentications and successful authentication that kind of grid over time. You can see the types of alerts that are coming into the SOC. So actionable alerts are things that we might want to take a look at. Situational alerts are things that could be of interest, but may not need immediate attention. Maybe things we're already aware of, but just things that help situationally aware you to what's happening in an environment. And here you can see the top 20 alerts by number of the alerts that are being sent to the SOC from our SOAR automation. So you can see those here. You can also see the MITRE tactics and techniques that the system is detecting in the environment. Now, realize that when you look at MITRE tactics and techniques, that not all these are malicious. Matter of fact, most of them are probably not malicious. MITRE classifies things, even normal things that happen in the environment, to their attack framework, right? So you will see things in there. It's nothing to panic about. Again, it's situational for us to be able to see what those are and if they map to something that may need investigation or those sorts of things. But it's good to see what those tactics and techniques are happening in the environment and if something is odd there. So here you'll see the actual alerts from an actionable side. So these are all the actionable alerts, and these are the situational alerts that I just spoke of. So you can see what these are. Again, you can pull these out down over periods of time. And we can click and get more detail on these alerts. And this is one of the features that I'm happy to show you. So we can pick any alert type. So we'll pick this malware indicators. Like, that sounds bad. Let's click it and see what that is. So this is going to show you over that period of time that you have selected every alert that popped during that time. And you can see the time date stamp when it happened. Each alert gets a unique ID. We also have a detection ID, which will be the same. That helps with our detections and what we're doing. But if you want more details on this specific alert or this specific time alert, you can click that unique identifier for that alert here, and it's going to bring up a couple things. You can see the full log of that particular alert. So I'll click this, and here you see the metadata around the log, and then you see the raw log that triggered this. This is technical, right? So this is a lot of information in here. If you're not super technical, know what it means. Sometimes it can be hard to interpret. So we have our IntelliThreat AI that can help you with that. So check this out. So I see that alert. It's still concerning me. I want to analyze this alert. So usually that means you need to call an analyst and they need to get in and pull information about that alert and put it together and write a report for you. Well, that's no more. You can click on right here. This is a triage report. So this is very, very fast. This will prompt one of our agentic AI analysts to pull the data for this particular alert, analyze it, and give you a report right on the spot. So let's do that. We'll click this right here. And you'll see it's going to come out and say, this is an AI analyst that agent that's available. It's going to now grab that data and analyze it, which it's doing right now. And it's going to spit out an event analysis, which it just did right now. It's going to spit out a recommendation and a conclusion for you, right? So it's going to say, okay, this was actually a network alert. This was the source IP address. It was going against this particular internal IP address on port 80. So this is an HTTP attack. It was someone trying to run this exploit, right? Which is based on this CVE. It's a web amplification attack. This was blocked by us. This is a botnet. This is a botnet that's out there just kind of spraying and praying that gets blocked by our system. And I opened it up to allow us to generate some of these alerts for this demo, but you can see that it classifies it for you. It tells you what you should do. You should, obviously review your controls, make sure you're blocking these sorts of things, and gives you a conclusion on what it was doing. So, and then it will also show you the metadata and the actual alert or log from that alert that it analyzed for you. So you don't have to worry about calling someone and trying to figure out what's going on. The AI can tell you right away, which is really exciting for us. If you want a more detailed report, you can click here. This takes longer. I'm not going to run it in the demo. This is a larger model that we use, prompt in a different way, different agents that we use to do this analysis of that log. So if you want to dig a little bit deeper, you can do it there too. And then there's another way you can even dig in deeper that I'm going to show you that utilizes our IntelliThreat AI, which is really, really cool. So I'll show you this right now. So let's say you looked at this, you got that analysis, you want to say, well, maybe there's an IOC. So an IOC is an indicator of compromise in that report that you want to see if there's any other instances of that in your system. So we have here at the very top, we have what's called an IOC search. What will be listed is your analysis device ID. That's how we tag the right logs inside the system. Your analysis node is responsible for housing all the data and all the logs. So it has to know which system to actually send that to. So here you can click on this, and it's going to give you two options. An option to either upload an IOC file. So an IOC file is very simply if you want to analyze a lot of IOCs. So an IOC could be like an IP address, a domain name, a DNS request, a file hash, anything like that. Any kind of indicator that you want to search across in your system is an indicator of compromise. So if you want to search a broad set, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of IOCs, you can do that. You can put them in a CSV file like you see here. And as long as it's formatted like this, let me get to the top here. Let's just quickly do this. Has an IOC as a header and then list all the IOCs under it. You can upload that CSV file in the system. The system will parse that out. It will send it to your analysis node. It will investigate that and then send all its results to one of our agentic AI analysis agents who will then analyze it for you and give you back a report. If it finds any of those IOCs, it will tell you how many it searched and how many it found within your organization, if it found any of them. If you only want to search one, or a few, you can enter them manually here. So you can enter, just comma separate them. You can enter them here, and the same thing will happen. So this takes a little bit of time. This is not. It takes time to go through the system and search and do this. Will search 30 days worth of data backwards. So it takes a little bit of time. This will send you an email report of what it found or what it didn't find. That email report will look like this. It's over here. So you'll get an email from the system after it searches through, and it'll say who it's for. It'll tell you it's a cyber analyst. It'll tell you how many IOCs it checked and how many it found. I did a search for one that I knew it would find, so we'd be able to have this for the demo. It will come back with a report for you on that as well for every log that it finds. So it says, hey, it will defang everything, right? So if it finds an IOC, that's obviously malicious. We want to make sure that you're not going to accidentally click the student email, so it defangs and removes any kind of things that you would be able to click on. So the report is not going to make you accidentally click on a malicious link or anything like that. But it will tell you that, hey, this log is, we found a series of suspicious HTTP requests going to this particular IP address from this IOC. And here's what it says: it's multiple PHP vulnerabilities, trying to prepend files, trying to get the CGI bin, trying to run shell files. So redtail.sh is a shell file it's trying to do, trying to revert back to a command and control server. That's a malicious IP as well. Um, we responded back with bad requests because we don't use PHP. So this is how we know this is a botnet doing this, because it's targeting infrastructure that we don't have. It's just spraying and praying. It tells you the source IP address, who owns the network block, where it's at physically, and who we can contact for abuse. It will give you recommendations on what to do, and a conclusion, just like the first report does. This is obviously more information. In addition, it will then go to our malware information sharing platform called MISP. We have a very large MISP instance that we feed external threat intelligence and our own threat intelligence in, historically, and go back and tell you all the historical information that our threat intelligence has on that IOC. So it went through here. It says here's the indicator of compromise summary. They've observed it on multiple different events, and in this guy's brute force IP feeds, there were 14 entries. In bad guys .text feed, there was an entry. There's a bunch of timestamped entries, so we know this is a bad IP, right? This is an IP address that's known to do exploit attempts and things like that. So this is something that should be blocked. So you get that report, it comes in, and then we'll do that again for any IOCs you put in there. So this happens. It takes probably 5 minutes for the system to do this. If you were to try to get an analyst to do this, to pull all this information and do the research on threat intel, you're talking probably an hour's worth of time to go through the system, pull all the data, make sense out of it, and correlate that with threat intelligence, and then give you an idea of what's happening. Our IntelliThreat AI can do that in minutes, right? So this is very exciting for us. There's some new things that are coming out with this that I'll create additional videos for, so you can see how some of the new features we're putting into IntelliThreat will work with the dashboard. So this is very exciting for us, and I'm glad we can push this out to our customers to utilize. So we can go back to the dashboards here. We went through all this. Some other cool things you can see. So vulnerabilities. You can see vulnerabilities over time by criticality. So criticality being critical, high, low, medium, those sorts of things. And then what we call classified vulnerabilities. So one of the ways we classify vulnerabilities are by what we call high risk and known exploited. Every day on every sensor, we download the known exploited vulnerabilities list. We compare that to the vulnerabilities we see in the system, and we report that here once a day. So you can see here that we have some systems that have known exploited CVEs on them. Those are the things you should address immediately. And then we have high-risk vulnerabilities here. So high-risk vulnerabilities that are reported here are any vulnerability that provides remote code execution or privilege escalation or denial of service. So those are high-risk ones. Those are the ones you should probably do next. If you want more information on these, you can click on this little guy here, and it will take you to a screen that will show you, so this happens once a day, the details of those known exploited and high-risk vulnerabilities. So here it will list the software that is part of that high-risk vulnerability. If you want to know the systems that are affected, you can pull this window down. It will now show you the systems that are affected. If you want more information on that CVE, you can click here, and it will take you to the CVE reference to tell you all the details you want to see on that particular vulnerability. So you have access to all the information for those vulnerabilities, and you can do that with the high-risk ones too. So, some of these are unfixed. You can say, show me what systems have these. Oh, these are a lot because there's no fix for it. What does this actually do here? It's I guess it's the escalation of privilege for a processor, which is hard to exploit. But you can see what it is, and you can make compensating controls for what you need to do for those vulnerabilities. So it's all accessible to you right there. So we can go home here again. So as we go down, after the vulnerabilities, we have our sensor statuses. So here, some customers only have one sensor. Some customers have a lot of sensors. So for us, we have a analysis node and a PCAP node. And here it shows you that as long as everything is green, things are working properly. It will show you the device ID, which is a unique device ID, the friendly name for it, the type of node, the IP address of that management port on that device, its MAC address. It will show you how much disk space is used for both the OS, or the root drive, for archive on analysis nodes, and the live log space. So that's the percentage of use. As long as these are green, you're good. It will show you the Wazoo API status to make sure that's okay. And same thing with a PCAP node. So a PCAP node will just show you the OS space because it doesn't have archive and in live log space. It's just a PCAP node. It will make sure that the PCAP data it's getting, that it actually is getting PCAP data, so you can see that that's good as well. So you can always see the status, and you can see the last time it checked in with the system. So it usually checks an hourly or half hour. It usually checks an hourly, excuse me. So you can see at the last time all your devices have checked in. Lastly, what you can see here is the integration status. So let's go to 24 hours. That's a better look for this one here. So here it will show you all the integrations that we have and which ones are enabled and working in your environment. So if there's an integration on there that you want and it's not enabled, let us know. We'll enable that integration and we'll start pulling in that data as well. But you can track your integration data across there as well. So that's our new dashboards and the preview of our IntelliThreat AI. We're very excited to integrate more of that. We have another product that will be coming out called IntelliThreat AI for Microsoft 365. So it's a dedicated product to use our IntelliThreat agents specifically against Microsoft 365. We're pretty excited about that. Oh, and the last thing I'll show you is documentation. We have documentation. You can click here. This is all the documentation about our system. It's all clickable and easy to find. So this is our source of truth for the documentation on our system. So if you have any questions, you can look through the documentation and see if it's there. And if not, reach out to us and we'll give you a hand. So it's not a problem. So that's our new dashboarding system. We'll be having some more updates. And as we do updates, we'll put out more videos of the new features of the dashboard so people can see how those work and what those new features are. If you'd like to contact us, you can reach us at www.blueshiftcyber.com. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.